perform. It's just that in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. Hey, I can make time travel.
It's Madden NFL 23. And coming up, we're going to see Keenan Allen. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Chargers and the Raiders on Thursday night primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, you look at the Raiders in this matchup. Their offense is a unit that's not afraid to take chances out there, but not always for the better. What do you see them trying to do here?
I think they'll continue to take those chances, Brandon, but to me, they have to do it in a measured way. And what I mean by that, they can't just come into a game and throw caution to the wind and just say we're going to run a bunch of gadget plays, a lot of reverses, end arounds, all of those things. They've got to identify the spots where they want those plays to pay off, which means you have to set them up, and then when they present themselves, take full advantage.
And we are underway in Allegiant Stadium. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Herbert going to go to the air right away. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play. And we are keeping a close eye on his catches. A really close eye now because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's going to be caught downfield by Mooney. A big play there for L.A. 57 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run here with Spiller.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Palmer, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are on the board first here in Vegas.
With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of the team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
It was fun getting ready for this game, wasn't it? Because normally we talk to the coaches and the players. I think you and I asked to talk to the trainer to see how his arm is going to be.
A lot of ice after last week.
After last week's game, boy, what a performance that was. And you know who else is having fun? Receivers. Because they get a chance to do what they do best, which is go out and catch the ball.
Yeah, and that last week effort, he threw for well over 400 yards. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Complete to number 15. It's a gain of 14. And brings up
2nd and 6. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and it rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
He's got it. It's Spiller. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. 8 catches, 117 yards, and a touchdown.
And here he is with just 1 week to go in the regular season. All he wants to do is lock things up. He kind of wants to do like the golfers. Post a number, go to the clubhouse, and secure a league title in receiving yards.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Here's Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes 2 to tango.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going anywhere.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On 1st down, it's Herbert.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Herbert now.
They'll get this over the middle here to Palmer.
And they snap him short of the 1st as he can only get to the 20. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Raiders had 10 and 5 to start play. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
2nd and 11. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Here's 2nd and 8.
And this one taken in by Olave.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a pickup of 6.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Olave over the middle. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
It's a gain of
2nd and 5. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Carlson is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So a good job there to kind of weather the storm in that first quarter and come back with their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, you hate to be coming from behind early on, but you're exactly right. They took some time, able to move the ball, and now it's back to a 10-3 game.
Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Justin Herbert looking to pass. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Spiller.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots, and here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas 1st down.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw here. Toward the sideline, it's complete, an athletic grab, but still well short of the first. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I know they don't like to hear it when they get to a certain age, but then you have to start to use your skills, your wiles, right, your mind to beat guys to the football, and getting your toes tapped in bounds definitely qualifies as that, doesn't it?
The veteran showing he still has the agility.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert over the middle, complete. That's Palmer.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Right where this set him down started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
He finds his target, Allen. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 25 yards that time. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Right back to Spiller on 2nd down.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. from the gun, Herbert.
That's complete to Mooney.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 36. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 36. Herbert off of play action. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to the wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They'll set up a throw. Looking deep for Adams. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Here comes Reed.
Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chargers ready to take over.
They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Now it's Herbert.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
From the 50, here's Herbert.
Open man is Palmer. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Herbert throwing again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Again, Herbert. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Herbert. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Max Crosby make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
42-yard attempt.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up this weekend in the NFL. As far as the early games go on Sunday, we'll have our eye on Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A big one for the Chiefs, as they'll have to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on what should be a very tough opponent. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, this will be one to tune in for, as they've got a good one lined up between the San Francisco 49ers and the LA Rams. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Chargers. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now a man open down the middle of the field.
The pass on first down. Complete to number 15. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up
On second down, Jacobs. On the move past the 40. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
54 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the Chargers' 30-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And this is Cook with a grab.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
To Jared Cook. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown.
Chris Olave.
27 yards. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here in that deficit.
Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Right back to Spiller on second down.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, they run it with Spiller. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends.
Here's Herbert. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Deron Payne coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
Well, every now and then you just absolutely outguess yourself. 3rd and inches, and they decide not to run the ball. You end up seeing the end result.
The end result was not good. They elect to pass, and it backfires. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Herbert on first down now. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Complete to number 81. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
They run behind center with Spiller.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on play. 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert out left. He's got it to Everett. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, it's Spiller.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He's brought down at the 47-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd down and 8.
Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Herbert now. He's got it. It's Spiller. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 44-yard line. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They go back to the ground with Spiller.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Raiders offense ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd, sure, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now back to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Herbert. Escaping and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Bradley Pena now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now here come the Raiders.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Jacobs going to try the middle.
Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down.
Illegal touching.
Let's check in with the referee.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have a Raiders first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds.
Previous play is under review.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
They go with Jacobs and try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short, and he is short.
He was brought down by Jerome Springfield. Turnover on down.
A handoff to Spiller to begin the drive. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On third down, it's Spiller.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. On second down, Spiller looking for space.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the